Hello, everybody. Welcome to Rewind and Reflect, where we believe in the universal truth that there is no such thing as coincidences or mistakes. And we're here to share our life experience on that with you. My name is Deb Miller, and we have Kristen Dean, who I'm happy to announce is going to be a full timer.
Back again.
Yes, but you're going to be a full timer with us moving in 2026, which was what we are in right now
Right.
yeah. So um
I thought
you're
of that Match Game lady's name, or I looked her up. It's Brett Summers from the I'm like Brett Summers from the Match Game. Yeah.
oh, okay.
Regular. The
A
regular.
regular on the program for Summers. Yes, I remember her. And
Hey, Brett.
our third our third queen is not on today. She had a last minute change of plans that she had to attend to. So we didn't, instead of not recording today, we decided we'll jump on and Kristen and I can carry on, although we'll all miss Sue on this episode, but she'll be
Amen.
back. She'll be back next week. So anyways, how are you doing, my love?
I am good. I'm officially on Christmas break.
Yay.
Yahoo!
How many days do you have off then?
So I have the rest of this week, the whole next week. I go back on the 5th. I just officially gave my notice at my current position. So I will be starting my new position in my current company on the
Mm.
12th. So things will get crazy before they calm down again. So I'm guessing my PTO, there'll be some riffraff that goes on, but that's okay. It's all good. I'm set for the holidays.
Yeah, good.
How about you? Oh, no, we're in the new year. Sorry.
Yeah, I know, but I really honestly don't know when this is gonna end up airing. So, and I get way too confused trying to figure things out. So, but I'm good. I mean, my hypnotherapy has been going well. I'm in my second week of tapering the meds and I feel really good.
No
And then I
change.
have, no, I
Haven't noticed
mean,
anything.
I really haven't. I think the hypnotherapy has helped me tremendously because she's given me just some tools to work with in the sense that like not just tools, but she's like, okay, what have you been feeling this week? Like she still has me take a log of every morning, afternoon, and evening, like what my emotions are, how I'm feeling. And so when she notices anything out of the ordinary, that's what she focuses on in the that hypnosis session,
Okay.
so I had one incident where I felt well, it's not just one incident, just normally I think when I'm on the meds, it definitely like tampers your emotions,
Yep.
it like kind of just keeps you bloop. So now I'm feeling the need to when something comes at me, react to it. I think that's the best way to say it. Like I'm a little bit more reactive than I
Okay.
have been in the past. And
One bad thing, I guess. I mean, I don't, does it, I know SSRIs can sometimes people say they make you feel meh, kind of flat, like you don't
yeah, like
feel
oh,
emotions one way or the other.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah. So like an example is I love watching, I'm a TikTok fanatic. Not a fanatic, but I love TikTok because I love their animal videos. So I don't pay much attention to the other things, but I love their animal. And I'm always like, oh, like I'm either laughing or like, oh, and now I'm like really choked up when I see something sweet.
Oh,
I don't just go, oh
oh,
my God, that's so sweet. I'm like I'm very emotional. I'm tearful, but not in a sad
interesting.
and depressed way, but my emotions are starting to unleash themselves. Now, if you ask Kevin, he'll be like, oh yeah,
Oh,
like,
really?
well, because again, yeah, I'm starting to feel more emotions. And
But he would say he notices it's like front and center,
yeah, yeah,
whereas
like,
you don't feel like it's that different
oh
yet.
no, I feel it's different, but this is what I wanted. It's not like I'm raging mad or, like, going off, like I'm not like road rage or angry with anybody. I just am feeling my emotions. So I'm a lot more emotional. No, nothing that's tipped the scales, but I do feel I'm coming off of these medications that have kept me very, like numbed to a certain degree. So yeah, I'm going to feel things. And she says, well, that's what you wanted. And I said, no, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying you're asking me how I feel different. And that's an example.
A few weeks ago, Sue and I were talking with you about our annoyance on the road.
Yeah.
Just you wait, Deb.
Yeah, exactly. That's
You're
a
gonna be like,
perfect example.
all of a sudden I'm annoyed at people on the road. Oh
Hmm.
no.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't get to that
I'm sure
because
you'll be fine.
I don't want to be mad at all the time and irritated, and I don't want to be let the little things bother me. But I
That's
do
not you
want
anyway.
I well, I don't know who I am. As far as long as you've known me, I've been on these
Yeah.
antidepressants, so I don't know who I am yet. But we're about to all figure that out.
Stand by, everyone. I just remember the last time when you talked about you traveled and you lost them
Yeah, that was tough.
and
Yeah.
you were newly sober and I remember you were in a relationship at the time. I think you lived with Michael, right? You lived
Hmm.
with Michael and you were like that was so much for you and I was like
Oh boy.
like, I always tell my sponsees, I can't give relationship advice. And I think I said that to you, but
Yeah,
that is a memory for me. You weren't like, I want to drink or use, but Michael was bugging the shit out of you.
he was bugging me. But you got to remember that I didn't taper off then,
Correct.
right?
That's right.
I was like, now this is so far back that it was during the age of like my luggage got stuck somewhere and did not follow me on my trip. And so for 2 weeks, I went,
Cold
I
turkey.
took cold turkey. So by the time I got back, I mean, that's never smart to do with any kind of medication. Um,
Plus,
so
you were
yeah,
newly sober.
it was a
Were
couple
you?
years. Yeah,
Oh,
a
you were a
couple
couple years.
years. I
Okay.
was a couple
All right.
years,
Go
but
ahead.
still. And then so I really bottomed out that time. I would not recommend that to anybody. And then I tried again a couple years ago to kind of, oh, I was all right, so I have chronic headaches and they're not migraines, they're just chronic headaches. And the doctors have tried to figure out a medication that I can take. And they put me on this one medication that I think counteracted with my antidepressants because I was not in good shape. And so Kevin has been very concerned, like, I just don't want you to go into that darkness again.
Yeah.
And I said to him, obviously, if I do, and I've said this to my friends and I've said this to the audience, like, if anybody's noticing things are not right with me, then speak up,
Yeah.
because when you're in a state of any kind of state, as depressed state, an anxious state, if you're under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, if you're out on a, if your addiction is gambling or shopping or sex or whatever, when you're in that place, you can't realize it a lot of times.
Yep.
And that's kind of what the topic of this discussion is today that Kristen and I talked about. And it's the power of denial.
Yeah.
You are really, when you're in that space, and I heard this on a podcast yesterday. Um, there was a doctor on there that specializes in addiction, substance abuse. And one of her clients said the way she thinks of denial is, um, don't even know I am lying. Like
Mhm.
that's what denial means to her. And that's how it's spelled out, right? So you don't even know. You're telling yourself something that's not true.
Yeah.
A, to protect, like I'll just use my own example. Like I would tell anybody that would listen to me, like, no, I don't have a problem.
Mhm.
I'm holding a job, I'm raising a child, I'm blah, 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 blah. I'm this, I'm that. I need the drugs. I did it all. And I believe that myself, I knew in the back of my head that I had a real problem, but what I wanted everybody else to see was the lie, and so I had to tell myself that lie. And after a while, you don't realize you're even lying,
Right.
and that's the power of denial when it comes to addiction, alcoholism, any kind of what does she call it?
Oh yeah.
Dopamine push. Like we just, whatever it is that feels good, we are
Yep.
gonna chase it, and we're gonna, if that chasing becomes a problem, we're gonna lie about it because we want it more and more and more.
Oh my God. I can think of, and I was talking to you about this before we started, but I can remember this last time when I relapsed and you were front and center. You were one of the people that I called everybody and announced to them that I was going to start drinking again because I
Hmm.
figured, I'm just going to I'm going to call all my AA peeps and be like, yeah, I've decided I think I can drink. And y'all were like, really, 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 we'll
Oh, I
be.
remember saying, did you decide that you're going to, or did you, or are you drinking? And you're like, no, I already am. I was like,
Oh, okay. I can't
yeah.
even remember. That's how
Oh, yeah.
strong. Like, but what I do remember when you talk about denial is like, so I made that announcement to everybody, started drinking again. But once I was in it, and you said it, Deb, I knew I had a problem
Hmm.
pretty quickly within that first year for sure, probably 6 months. I knew I had a dependence again. But I was 8 years out there because I had to keep supporting the lie and keep making it look like everything's nice and neat, everything's good here, no biggie.
Hmm.
But
Nothing to see here.
nothing to see here, move on. But totally. And I don't know, like chicken egg, I don't know when, because I truly did think when I started drinking again, I thought I was situational. I was young. It was opiates. I think I can drink, no problem. I never got into trouble with alcohol when I was young. Checked that box. I know I'm an alcoholic too. Um, but like, yeah, so in the beginning, I was like, I'm going to try this. And I think maybe that's why I announced to the class,
Mm,
like, but yeah, you get so deep into it. And two, with like I mentioned to you, like relationships, you could be in a bad relationship and it's right there
yeah.
and everybody else sees it. But yeah, you're going to make it so it's nice and
Yeah. You're in denial and you don't
denied.
even know you are lying. You don't even know I am lying.
You don't
That's,
even know. I
I know.
even
You
know.
don't even know.
You don't even
So that's a joke between Kristen and I, that my Hunter, when he was very young, was arguing with me about something and he just spit out, you don't even know. Like, he's 7 and I don't
know.
know something, it's like,
And it just
so,
became a statement for
yeah.
all, like, you disgust me. All these funny statements that
Yeah.
we like.
At least we
Uh,
laugh. Like when somebody actually says to you, like, you disgust me, at least we laugh, we like laugh about it. I'm like,
uh,
yeah, so this is what was said to me. Like, whatever, you
uh,
disgust me.
you disgust me.
Anyways, it's so true because that whole denial thing is so powerful.
Yeah,
And until you really are able to look at the situation, at your position in it, that denial is it's just a protective blanket. It's
yeah,
a way for you to protect yourself from the truth of really what's going on. And I
Right.
remember for the longest time, from day one when I met you in recovery, you were always like, yeah, I'm not 100% sure that I'm not an alcoholic. Like, I mean, that I can't drink safely because it was the pills that brought me in. And I remember saying to myself, well, that's kind of the same with me. Like it wasn't you said to me, like, I like to drink and I like to, get buzzed and partying, but it was the pills that brought me to my knees and brought me into AA. And I felt the same way. So I was able to watch you
Yeah.
go out and test the waters and say, I think I can drink safely because it was never alcohol that was my problem. It was the pills. And
Mhm.
I thought, okay. So, you went out there and tested that and
I did it for
went
you.
toward, yeah, it went terribly wrong. And my whole thing is I don't I don't miss it. I don't miss the drinking. I don't miss any of that. I I know now, I know how my body would react. It has nothing to do with the alcohol. I would wake up the next morning feeling like crap,
Mhm.
and I would want an instant fix to make me feel better. And then before you know it, you're drinking, 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 and then you're like, oh, I know what this hangover cure is.
Yeah.
It's an opioid,
A pill.
a pill,
And lest we
something, an
forget,
Adderall. Yeah.
every time, and people have done this before, you have the what do they call it? California sober when you smoke
Yeah.
weed.
Where they smoke weed. Yeah.
All of those things bring down your inhibitions. I did it. I was ordering pills off the internet to
Hmm.
this last time
Yeah.
because why not? I was supposed to just drink because I knew I had a problem with opiates and I
Hmm.
was going to be in big trouble. But ah, you know,
Yeah.
everything like yeah, everything falls by the wayside. And you talked about like we could talk more about it too, that dopamine thing. Like
Oh, yeah. The dopamine push.
that is a thing for me. Like I can think of like I'll give an example and I'm going to use a guy, like a boy or a
The boy.
man in my
Hmm.
life, like that that feeling, that high, someone new in your life is like the same dopamine push that I get when I'm about to score a bunch of pills,
Hmm.
or like I didn't really feel it so much with alcohol, but you know what I'm talking about with and drug addicts out there are going to know the half of the rush is the process of scoring, you
Sure.
know, and like transfer that over to a man like that. I had to be careful of that kind of stuff because I can get fooled, with that in that realm too.
Yeah.
Sugar, cookies, like whatever. I mean, not as dangerous as maybe a man or alcohol, but
But think about it, even, and I've been guilty of this too, like going shopping.
oh yeah, I'm not there yet, but I could be
It's not even
online.
that I'm not like a shopaholic. I am not a fashionista. I am a flip-flop and tank top girl.
Yeah.
But sometimes when I go, like when I'm like, oh, I want to go to Home Goods or like I want to go to Marshalls or whatever. And yeah, it feels great to be there and be like, oh, just with stuff that I don't need. But yeah, it's that dopamine, it's that kick of this feels good, you know?
So this is a funny story. I'm just going to share with you. One of my friends has a little shopping thing. She shall remain nameless. Um, but
It's not me.
she taught me this. She told me that this big company, big clothing and footwear, very popular, well-renowned company,
Yeah.
has twice a day, there's a clearance item that you can look up and order.
Okay.
So every day at 6 a.m. and 2 p.m. I am now, and the two of us went shopping a few weeks ago at Marshall's, and we were in there for like 2.5 freaking hours. And we both said we're dangerous for each other.
Yeah.
Like
Because you're
I
like, look how cute this is. Oh, that looks
oh,
so cute on you. Oh, that would be so cute in your house. And you
yeah,
just get it. I know.
it's a rush. So, again, yeah.
Are you not going to share this company with us?
LL Bean.
Oh, I'm not a
LL
fan.
Bean. Yeah, it's like you can get some sweet deals on there if you're looking for something, I mean, like listen, I don't want a chamois shirt or something like that, but sometimes they have
Oh,
like cool like and even
the
Aaron,
chamois shirts.
remember
Remember
those chamois
those?
shirts? Oh,
Oh my God, they were all the rage in high school.
chamois.
That's hilarious. No,
Yeah,
well, I guess because I'm not LL Beaner because they don't really have their winter stuff,
their
right?
winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
And
Christmas.
if you want your like, what are they called? Beanie boots, bean boots or something, the
Mm,
duck boots, the
yep.
rubbery boots. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah.
Twice a day now, everyone and all the listeners.
All the listeners can log on, 6 a.
Kickbacks from LL
What?
Bean right
Oh
here.
my God. So yeah, I mean, listen, we all, there's not one person. I challenge anybody to come forward and say, yeah, there's nothing that really gets me going, whether it's gambling or shopping or love or drugs or alcohol or chocolate. There's
Mhm.
something, you know.
Television.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was the other thing that they talked about a lot about screen time. Like, and I once posted this thing that I saw that I really liked, and it said, if you ever question the why people become drug addicts or alcoholics, like put your phone down for 10 minutes and tell me
Oh,
how many times you think about that,
I've
about
seen
getting on the
that.
phone. Yeah. And it's
So
like
accurate.
it's that is the excruciatingness of being addicted to something because we're all, I don't care, we're all addicted to our phones, man. And this was all pre-planned. This is how they're getting all of us,
Yeah.
to purchase things, to believe in things, to align with other people. That's why, like, yeah, I'm the first to say I love my TikTok, but I'm using TikTok to see cute little dog videos because I don't have a dog. So I love dogs, and they're hilarious and they bring me great joy. But
Yes.
you can really go down the rabbit hole of getting involved in other people's politics and thought processes and
I
you
kind of
know
came like you sent me a TikTok thing the other day and something happened. I totally forgot to tell you this. So I don't know,
oh,
6 months ago or so, I uninstalled TikTok or it got uninstalled. I forget
oh,
what happened. There was some riffraff with TikTok. Um,
oh my
anyway,
God.
I can't open it. I can't install it. Um,
Oh,
but I haven't tried in a while, so I should try again. But I never told you, oh, I can't open that link that you sent me, which is
I
probably
wondered because you would have loved this. It was all about the toys in the 1970s that we used to play with
oh
that were
dangerous.
they what did the guy say? He said um we it tried to like eliminate us one by one,
Yeah.
the toys that we would play with and how dangerous they were, like jarts. Remember the
Yeah.
jarts? And there was another thing that you'd like wrap around your neck and get the thing rolling. All these crazy toys that we used to play with that were
Oh,
so dangerous.
dangerous.
And but it was really funny. But
I probably saw it on Instagram and you bring up a great point and I was talking to my son about this. He warned me because he's, of the generation
yeah.
screen time. He's a big YouTube guy. But anyway, I have kind of segued away from Facebook. That's where like I'll post stuff, but like
Hmm.
I don't when I'm on social media getting hung up, it's on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Ah.
because of exactly what you just talked about, I sit there and laugh
Yeah.
my ass off, Philadelphia Pam and like all the cats, like the cat videos, the dog videos,
Yeah.
people like, um, whatever, just all the stuff. There's an algorithm for me.
There isn't for me too. But and the other thing that's really bad now is you can't tell what is AI and
I
what
know.
isn't.
I
And
know.
um but again, all of the things that we talk about, they're they give us a dopamine push and we
Yeah.
that's what we're looking for, you
And I
know?
like to laugh. I'm sorry. I like to laugh.
Me too.
And but there is, I don't know if I've talked to you about this or if people, out there know, my daughter taught me this. There's a timer. You can give yourself on Facebook and Instagram, you can give yourself an alarm that says, "Hey, Kristen, you've been on for 10 minutes or you've been on for a half an hour."
7 hours.
Yeah, yeah. Like I remember one time it was an hour and I was like, holy shit, I've never been on social media for that long scrolling. I always got to get
Yeah.
up and do something,
Yeah.
but anyway, yeah, it's
I mean, can you want, all right, so you're a little different than me. Like I do like to watch TV. I'm a TV, like I like to unwind at the end of the day and watch television,
same.
a show, whatever, stream on whatever it may be. But a commercial comes on and I reach for my phone. That is so bad. I can't even sit through a commercial. I gotta look at my phone and get that instant, whatever.
I get up. That's my time to get up. If you can do, that's what I do. Like, I mean, I yeah, I always get up, go to the kitchen, go pee, whatever, go do something because it's at night that I watch TV. I don't watch
Yeah,
during the day. So
yeah,
like whatever, I'll go make the coffee for the next day. I'll go do a dish, like
yeah,
whatever. Get turn off the Christmas lights, getting ready
yeah.
for bed. But like I don't I have taken to because my work stuff comes through on here. I've taken to sometimes just silencing my phone at 7 o'clock. Like I'm
Yeah.
goodbye. I don't want to,
Yeah.
but yeah, if you
But
can
that's, I mean,
get up.
that's how bad I am. Like, because it's usually around 7:30 that I get in front of the TV and I get my jammies. Yes, I know
Yeah,
it's only 7:30, but when if I don't have anything going on, I snuggle in with a blankie and like watch, just zone out to TV.
yeah,
So I'm not like the kitchen is clean, the dishes are done, dinner is served, the whole 9 yards. So I don't want to get up at that point. The next
yeah.
time I get up, it's going to be to get up and go to bed. So, but I catch myself going, why can't I just sit nicely through this commercial? I don't have to pay attention to it. I can zone out, but I won't do it. I grab my phone
It's
and oh God, I just hate it. But it's a problem. But
You said it. We've been trained. I mean, think back to when we were kids. We had commercials. We had to stand up. I mean, remotes came
you are
along.
aging us, girl.
Yeah, I think remotes were I don't know. I remember sitting on top of the television so I could just lean in and twist the little
Yeah,
dial.
yeah.
I had a little black and white TV that's about as big as this laptop, like it was, and I had to twist, but yeah, we've become conditioned. You said it,
Yeah,
that
conditioned.
to be uh, attached to these phones. Somebody asked me the other day, oh, Home Depot, because I'm getting my kitchen redone. And they're like, do you have an alternate phone number? And I'm like, no, no, I don't. It's just my cell phone. Like, I don't have a landline anymore. And I'm not
Who
giving my
does?
number. Who does? My dad, who's
I
84.
know. Well, yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. Round and round we can go on this whole subject. It is such a rabbit hole of how bad things can be,
Yeah.
and um, but again, it's one of those things that like people will deny it. Oh, I'm not on the phone screen time that long. I'm not this, I'm not that. But it really does take you away from one-on-one conversation with people. It
Try
really
putting the
does.
phone down, like that thing said. Try
Yeah.
it.
Just
Try.
when you're out for coffee or meeting with a friend or doing, keep your phone in the car,
Yeah.
and just be focused and be present for somebody because
How
they
about
need
leaving
that.
your phone? Like, I mean, if you leave your phone somewhere, I've done that. I leave my phone at home and I'm like, oh shit, I left my phone at home. Well, the only thing I really need it for is if my car breaks down. And if it does, then I'm just gonna walk to some business and use their phone. But like, yeah, I mean, I
That gives me like that right there gives me mad anxiety when like knowing that I've left that. But that's my addiction to the phone.
yeah.
When I drive away and I'm like, I don't have my phone, I don't have my phone, I don't have my phone. Like I obsess over it. It's only happened once or twice, but you obsess over it. And it's
Yeah.
like, what is the big deal? I guess, I mean, and I don't know. I don't know. It's we have become conditioned and addicted to our phones.
Yeah.
Um, I think the one of the big things that I one of the reasons that I will take my phone for when I go on my daily walks is A, so I can listen to a podcast or something,
Mhm.
and B, for the if I need it for the camera. But quite honestly, I should just quiet my mind and go for my walk on my own. But I will walk further if I'm listening to something I've noticed.
So that's it. You bring up a great point. So I use my gym at work, right? And we have Wi-Fi there in the building, which sometimes is a little bit wonky. I watch Netflix when I'm running. I watch like sitcoms. So, which by the way, right now I'm watching Mom with
Oh,
Allison Janney about
best
the
show. Yeah.
alcoholic mother and daughter. And by the way, Hollywood does not portray AA meetings accurately. I'll just say that. But anyway, my point is,
Oh, hold on a minute. Oh, really? Because the women's meetings they go to it, I've always said that's how, like, there's those personalities that they
oh,
portray are in
for sure.
every, and you can name them, like, so and so was her, and so
Yeah.
is her.
I'm just thinking of like they clap after everyone shares. Like there's no clapping in AA except for when somebody has an anniversary, at least in the
Yeah.
Northeast. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, speaker meetings, people will clap, but
Yes.
not after everybody, somebody, if one person shares, they don't clap. We just say thank you,
Yeah.
Thanks,
It's
Kristen,
funny. No, they're like they portray their
it's true.
characters so self-centered, especially Allison Janney's characters, like just typical self-centered
Yeah.
woman in recovery or still kind of dry drunkish. But anyway, so my Wi-Fi in the gym at work will sometimes wonk out, right? And
Mhm.
I get the spinny wheel of death on my Netflix, shut it off. I can key into Spotify and music, but when that shit happens now, phone is off and I just stare out the window at Hartford. Like, and I find it quite meditative. It's
Yeah.
interesting, like all this medium,
Yeah.
it's like I have to constantly be doing or grabbing for something.
Yeah. Stimulated in some way. Yeah.
Oh,
I
we
get it. That's what I'm saying. It's like I can't just like, and your where your building is like high up, so you have a nice view of Hartford. I remember being in there visiting you once and being like, wow, this is really nice view. Like you can look out at the highway, and
yeah,
it's like there's a lot going on, just life being had. And but we decide to ignore all of that and get into the little box in our hand,
yeah,
and this again, the podcast I was listening to was called Hidden Brain, and my dad sent me the link to it. He's been asking me to listen to Hidden Brain podcast forever, but I just haven't. But yesterday I listened to the one he sent me and I was like, wow, this is really good. And one of the things that she talked about, she said in schools, like elementary and high school, middle school, elementary, high school, some schools are making the kids put their phone into like a locked couch.
Yeah.
And so they can't use it during the day. And what they have been saying is the volume of noise in the school is so much higher now
Oh,
because kids
wow.
are talking to each other.
Yeah.
And there's like this whole it's back to the yammering and talking and chatting and laughing and yelling and all of that
How
is
nice.
now in. And when you and I went to school, that was natural. Like
Yep.
was like, oh, shut up, everybody. Like it was always loud and everybody was talking, and especially in the hallways when you're going
Yeah.
from one class to another. But it's not like that in schools these days.
I can't,
So
you see people, kids, they got their heads down. How do you walk with your phone? Like, this is what people do now. That you cannot, and I don't know how we segued into this topic. This is great because it is Torrington, Connecticut was one of the first school systems in this state to do that exact thing that you mentioned. The kids had to come in and put their phones in a little sleeve for the
yeah,
day. And I can remember when my kids are in high school, I'm like, wait, they let you have your phones?
yeah.
It made no sense to me. And one of the things I learned, you're not going to believe this, is the freaking parents. I can't get a hold of my little Johnny. Motherfucker, just call the like
Call the school,
administrative
call
office.
what did you do when you were in high school and
Oh
got called?
my,
You would get called down to the office, your mom's on the phone or somebody's picking you up. It's like, come on.
yeah, like Kristen, please report to the office. Like whatever. Like I don't understand. Like I fully support my child. If my child were still school age, absolutely take them out of that screen and I love that story that you
Yeah,
can hear the laughter and the yelling,
yeah,
talking in the halls
yeah,
again.
yeah.
I mean,
I
maybe I'm just
know.
an old fuddy-duddy that
I
is
agree. I
nostalgic.
mean, but I guess I'm thinking back to Hunter, when he was in high school and he had his phone and I can make the excuse that I wanted him to have his phone because of, everything that he was going through. And
Mm.
um, there was a lot going on in the sense of appointments that needed to be communicated and all this kind of stuff. But at the same time, it's like it it's just not necessary. You know what I mean? It's so, but I think to wrap all of this in a package, it's like there's so much that we can get that dopamine push from in our day-to-day daily environment. And the first step is acknowledging that you're spending too much time chasing something
Yep.
or doing something. And until you are able to get out of that denial about it, and you can then make that first step. And the next couple weeks, we're going to have a guest on, and we're going to be talking a lot um, about Al-Anon, about adult children of alcoholics, about people who have loved ones in their life that suffer from an addiction of any kind. And it could just be a phone addiction. I mean, who knows? But
Yeah.
when you're in that state, you're not, you're in your own world and are feeding off of that feeling. And in order to re-engage with the people that love you and your community and society, you got to make that step towards changing that behavior. And when somebody is in your life that's dealing with something like that, it's really hard to stand back and watch that
Yeah.
happen and see them not understand it, not acknowledge it, and not do anything to help themselves. So hopefully, people will get some good information about how to help those in need. And of course, we're always here to help anybody offline, that needs any kind of help, instruction, guidance, whatever. Kristen and I have, but the two of us together have decades of sober time and time in 12-step programs
Oh,
that can
nice.
really help you. And yeah, I had a conversation, and then we'll end with this, but I had a conversation last night with somebody who was really upset at, we were talking about Rob Reiner and
Mm,
Michelle and how that whole scene, and she was really, she's like, and that kid went, to hundreds of thousands of dollars in rehab and blah, 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 and these rehab centers and this and that. And now this person is not in recovery. Okay. So I go, hold it right there. I said, you can spend millions of dollars at recovery centers. You can spend 2 cents or no money at all at
no
recovery.
money.
If that person is not ready,
Yep,
willing, and able to get the help that they need, it's all for nothing.
exactly.
And so stop blaming the
The re-
rehab center or the doctors for prescribing one drug over another or blah, 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 blah. Stop.
Yeah, right. I
Stop.
mean,
It has
rehab.
nothing to do with that.
I
The
think I
person needs to want the help.
I have a woman in that I know in the program now who just keeps in, out, in, out. And somebody said she needs to go back to treatment. And I go, she's been to treatment. She knows what she needs to do. She ain't ready.
Not
Like,
ready.
there's no need to waste any more money on treatment centers. It's not the response, it's the responsibility of the human,
Hmm.
and kind of doubling back to denial too. One of the things that I think I probably learned in AA or learned with age and wisdom is if you have a multitude of people coming at you saying, you know what, Kristen, I think maybe your drinking's getting out of hand, or are you sure that that guy's the right one for you? Like, if there are multiple people that love you coming at you saying those things, like, you may not be ready to hear it, but please take note, because I feel like that's part of the denial dance is people just, they get mad when somebody, oh, they're just jealous, or oh, they're this, or oh, they're just that. It's
Hmm.
no, I'm never going to say something to you. I can remember someone very, very close to me biting my head off when I put up a boundary of, you know, if you want me to do this, you have to go do treatment or
Hmm.
go to meetings. And nope, that was not going to be, that was met with anger. But that's, those are the things I feel like we remember when we look back when we are ready. But
Yeah, of course. Because when
um,
you're in it, you're protecting that. You're protecting your disease.
yeah,
And, and the other thing it's funny that 3 people have said this to me in the last month, 3 completely different people that I've met, not related to each other in any way, shape, or form. None of them are in recovery. And they all said to me, the thing about AA is they make the alcoholic stand up and say, I'm an alcoholic.
mhm.
And when you put that into the universe, those words, then of course they're going to remain. And I said, stop right there. I said, I've been in recovery for a long time, and this disease is so powerful
Yeah.
that if you don't tell yourself every day,
Yeah.
I'm an addict,
Mhm.
then guess what? You're going to start saying, I'm not an addict. I can take that pill. I can take that drink. I can do that. I can eat that food. I can do that shopping. I can go to the casino.
Yeah,
It has to stay front and center.
absolutely.
And it's interesting because these 3 people, like I said, none of them are in recovery. And they just are like, well, that's why, people struggle so much because they're constantly telling themselves that they're, and I said, that's part of the recovery of the disease is telling yourself,
Killing yourself.
reminding yourself, knowing that that's what you are.
It's not a negative thing. I think people still attach that negative connotation, like, oh, I'm an alcoholic, I'm all right. So slanted, I'm in recovery, but like, it's not a negative thing. It's a reminder. It's exactly what you said. I
Yeah.
have to remind myself farther away I get, the common denominator of all relapsers, myself included, is not going to meetings, not talking about your alcoholism and
Yeah.
addiction.
Yeah.
That is what is going to cause you to relapse, because
That's right.
it just feeds that denial that we have instinctually. We want
Yeah.
to deny our alcoholism and drug addiction, and that's
Absolutely.
why
Absolutely.
Wilson had such a, Bill and Bob had such a
Hmm.
founders of AA, just a great cure, you know,
Yeah.
or
Talk to another person who suffers with your disease. Talk about it. Talk about your circumstance. Tell yourself and anybody else, I suffer from this disease of alcoholism.
yeah.
I am an alcoholic,
So this
and
is a
there's,
funny story, and I don't want to keep us, because I
yes, and
know
we'll close after
we'll
this. I know
close.
we're,
So I was talking to a friend of mine the other day who's not in the program, and we were talking about dating in AA. She was asking questions about that, and she goes, "This is so funny. I love this." She goes, "Don't, like, if you're dating someone in AA, don't like two AAers just sit around and talk about talk about I want to drink. And doesn't it, don't you kind of feed off of each other?" And I go, actually, it's quite the opposite. I mean, trust me, you both have to have time and a good
Mhm.
program. You can't be a newcomer, two newcomers,
No,
rehab
that's why we say
romance,
wait a year
wait a
to get
year.
into, yeah.
But like-minded people, it's like me talking with you, like we we talk about our recovery. We harken back to wanting pills and alcohol, but like it's a good it can be a good fit to date someone in the program, because you have a common thread
Right.
and a common goodness, like recovery. So anyway,
Absolutely.
it's funny, people have a different people, earth people sometimes we call them, but just people who are not in the program have a different vision of AA. It's not all want want. It's mostly good
No.
stuff. So yeah,
Yep. Yeah. 90% really good stuff,
yeah.
and a lot of fun and a lot of really cool people to meet. So,
Amen.
all right, we are going to wrap this up now. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Please reach out if you or anybody that you know needs help. We're here to support you, to love you, and to give you the resources that you need for recovery, um, for yourself or to help you with another human being that you love. So, namaste, everyone. Love you so much. Love you, Kristen Dean.
Love you, Deb Miller.
Okay, we'll see y'all soon. See you next week.
Bye.